Good morning, Royal Family, and welcome back to another episode on the Coin Kings channel. I am your host, Down to Crypto TA. All right. Um, Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. I needed a rest, and I was thinking that I'm gonna be starting this, this little job, little side job that I'm gonna be doing for a couple of weeks. I was thinking I was gonna be going in early earlier today. So I just wanted to take yesterday off too to just catch up with some rest, but it turns out I won't be there early. So anyway, Bitcoin. And right now we are seeing a bit of a rejection from the 786, the golden pocket 786 retracement in here. So do I see it from here, top to low here? You can see we just wiped above the 786 and we're seeing a slight little bit of rejection in here, but overall I have to tell you that the chart looks pretty good. 15-minute looks amazing. 1 hour is looking pretty good too. Um 4 hour, let me just push through. So this time frame here is looking pretty good too. So far it looks like we're going to be putting in some bullish divergence going forward. So whatever pullback we get will be a pullback to buy the dip, from what I can tell here. Um, Nice bounce, by the way. Before taking the liquidity, of course, you know how they do. But I actually caught this long right here at the bottom. I closed out the long after it got the initial pushback up, though. I did close it out immediately, so I don't still have that position open, but I can share that with you. Because I caught it right here. I saw the divergence on the drop down, and I was like, yeah. As it was dropping down, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that right down here into key area too. Yeah. So it was a nice little move there. Um, so 4 hour, I was a little concerned about the 4 hour yesterday, but it never got follow through on what I was looking at. Because I was thinking that we would come up into either that golden pocket or that 786, get the rejection, and then we would just roll over. I'm not so certain about that right now. And so I don't think that this rejection is gonna manifest much, and we're gonna continue pushing to the upside. And here's the thing, I'm gonna tell you that in just a second because it looks pretty decent. I know it's the week, it's Friday. I keep thinking it's the weekend. It's the weekend. I'm not used to doing gigs anymore, but it's Friday. It's not Saturday. It's Friday, not Saturday. Okay. Daily is firing off a bullish signal. Daily's firing off a bullish, and we're going into the weekend. That's the crazy part. We're going into the weekend, and the daily is firing off a bullish signal. I'm not a fan of it, but I think it has everything to do with going to the golden pocket. If I had to put a bet on it. The golden pocket that we haven't tapped into yet, this one right here, I think it has everything to do with going there. Now, as far as that signal on the daily chart is concerned, it still shows that price action can come down here to our entry. It has the ability to do that, but does it do that? That's the thing. I don't think that we do it. But it does show that exactly where I've been waiting to take this position from is a line in the sand. The indicator is indicating that is a line in the sand. So if it were to do that, I would be so happy. And then we get to push up because that's the better risk to reward than where it is sitting at right now. But once this happens, you also know what happens. Once price does this, it invalidates this. I told you I thought that it was that this was a 5 already, and that if we were getting a push down, then we were doing another 4 or 5. Because if it comes up here, it's going to invalidate this right here. If for anyone who assumed that this was a 1, that this was a wave 1, it's going to invalidate that as a wave 1. And so your only next thesis is going to be either we already completed 5, And we're doing so in a zigzag, which means we can push higher before dropping lower. So that would just be a A, okay? That would just be wave A. Because in a zigzag, you'll get 5 waves to the downside in your A formation. So we got room. We got room to run up if that's the case. All right. But yeah, firing off a bullish signal over here. But I'm gonna walk over to the weekly time frame so we can get that clarity. So this is what I'm saying right here. So in a zigzag formation, this could just be an A wave. And like I said, in an A wave, you'll get 5 waves in your A wave. So the way I felt it was reading is like this. So this would just be A. You come back up as you can for B, which I'm not using that daily mother bar anymore because we did see a closure below it. Like if we had not closed below it, I could still use it. But here, just with this, that target is here. This could be the B that we're in the center of because like I said, if we come back up and we're tapping into this and you believe that this is wave 1, this is 2, and this is 3, you're gonna invalidate that count by pushing into here. So this is the best thesis right here. And this is the A wave. This is A. B is gonna be taking out this right here. And then we get to C. We do it like that for the bullish divergence. Yeah, like that. Just like that. That's my thought, and I'm gonna stick to it. Because otherwise, like I said, it was either gonna be this was 5, we put in another 4 or 5, that's it. But A, B, C. If what I'm seeing on that daily actually plays out, yeah, that seems about right. Seems doable. Seems doable. It's a plan. It's definitely a plan. So right now, I'm gonna be looking to take enter a new long. I really hate doing it going into the weekend. I tell you no lie, I really hate doing it going into the weekend. And I don't really like that either. Um, I'm not looking at this golden pocket here, but that could be the one. I was looking at it right now. Right now, what I was talking about was just this golden pocket right here. Not from what I just showed you with the ABC. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the daily signal, the current daily signal that we have that would invalidate this low over here is getting into this golden pocket. That's what I'm trying to mention right here is just invalidating this right here would be simply pushing into this golden pocket right here. Um, but getting above this high right here, it could be this golden pocket out right here for the B wave, and then all the way down. But first things first is going to be invalidating this, and then that way we can say, yeah, this is the A wave, and then we can say B, and then we can do C. Okay, so I hope I clarified that. Trying to invalidate this first. Once we invalidate that, then we can again invalidate this. This is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, and then B, and then C. All right. So that's where we're at with that. Okay. this thing's been holding. It's been holding. I really wanted to get that entry down there on that daily though. But nonetheless, um, same thing over here. Happened with the signal. You know how I look at the QTD and I look at the drop. Because once we do the drop, we do the bullish divs. So QTD does this runner thing right here, which indicates bullish divergence, pushing price up. So a squeeze starts happening from this point right here. So if you look down here, you'll see it. Once this starts happening, this starts firing off bullish signals, and you start running bullish signals, and you start running. So that's what I like about that. But I don't have to have the noise on. Put this back on. Put this noise back on though. This noise for sure. Yeah. All right. So now here on the 1 hour, and I'm using EMAs over here, just doing something a little different over here. Um, ah, I gotta set this up. Dang it. I gotta set it up. Tell you what, let me just go back. I'm gonna go back over to the other time frame. Or maybe it's already set up on one of the other ones. I don't feel like going through and um let me just do it from here. Just turn that back on. All right, here. So now you see the 1 hour starting to roll just like this, which implies bullish divs. You already see it starting to come in right here. You can see it's not matching with price action at all. So we're just going to start firing off bullish signals. That's why I say that whatever retracement we get is going to be about a dip. Now, it has the ability to do one of two things, maybe come back in here to about this 76. It can even come as far as this right here without causing any sort of issues. But that's where the buck would have to stop somewhere in here, at least that white line anyway. But this is just going to start firing off bullish divs in here. And since I'm on, this is all for my 15 minutes. So yeah, you just have to excuse that. But you can already see, like I said, you can see the bullish divs coming through right there. I'm going to bypass the 4 because I don't have it there. But I have it here on the daily. So you can see the daily rolling, but we had already talked about the bullish divergence on the daily already, um, because why is this here? We had already talked about the bullish divs from the daily already. We had already got a bullish divergence on the daily um, from this drop right here. But this is what we're doing. From this indicator as well is we're implying that going forward you're going to see some bullish divs in here, and you want to play those bull divs. You want to play those bull divs. Let me get rid of this. Put on my little candle colors, which I don't have to do. I don't have to put the candle colors on, but I like it. The candle colors. I like the candle colors. I like my dots. I like my stuff. Bullish divergence was right here against this low right here, because we knew that we were breaking momentum that would give us a push to the downside. We understood that breaking that ascending trend line would give us a retracement to the downside. But then next is watching for the mismatch, looking at the bullish divergence. So that's what we ended up getting against this point over here was the bull div. That's the little long I took from right there. And like I said, unfortunately, I didn't hold on to that one. I closed it out. I did that the day, but what day was that? Wednesday. Wednesday, I shared with you. I did the same freaking thing. Where was that low? We might want to be. I think it's this right here. Yeah, it was this right here. It was this right here. So I got in at 75. It's like 100 and something dollars off from that point right there. So yeah, that was the little low that I took, and then I closed it out way too early. Way too early. I swear, I feel like it's Saturday. I swear it feels like it's Saturday. We're already trying to get that bounce. Crazy. I just want to be able to not have to jump in already. If that were possible, people stop buying. People stop buying it already. That'd be great. Just let it roll over a little bit more. But nice trend line here. Momentum, it can be changed. Can add the momentum. You can see where we're bouncing from is around about the mean. So it could be adjusted for that. Otherwise, you're just looking at yeah, can be adjusted to match that. So theoretically, I can remove these if you prefer. I just like to look at where the mean is at. To be honest, I like looking at where the mean is at. Let me see how I want to posture this. Yeah, exactly like so. All right. So that's our catch point right there. This would be a great entry right here. We're above previous day high. You can see how as you start to move your previous day high, how it starts to get a little closer and closer and closer and closer together. That's a great way to catch a break to the upside too, or a reversal point above your previous day highs when they start squeezing together. Like every day you're dropping your previous day high down lower and lower and lower and lower. I was trying to explain that from an indicator, but from price action, it's a great way of spotting, of catching a good little turnaround reversal. Close enough to be, you know, it's pretty spread, but that would have been a good move for somebody. It's a good move. Ay, 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 Bitcoin, please. Yeah. 4 hour 4 hour MACD coming up. So I know you noticed at the time we were still like in the red candlestick wise anyway, but down here you see the green dots consistently showing the MACD rising, delta rising, and when they both do it together, that's telling you that despite the red, it's just this is another condition. That condition has not been met yet, but momentum is agreeing that price continues up. And so that's where you have these consistent green dots through here. So that's showing in the MACD right now, that rise in here, and soon it's going to flip. It's probably not going to do it until this liquidity right here gets taken though. um and once we get past, the little psychological area level of the fib level, then that's going to end up flipping, and this liquidity up here will get taken and be looking for something higher. Let me delete this. Well, could it be a rejection point? Actually, I'm gonna leave it in there just in case it can be a oh, maybe not today. Because this could hold as resistance. It could act as some sort of temporary resistance anyway for another little retracement and then continuation. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. I might no, I'm gonna leave it exactly like I got it. I was thinking about adding in this little overhang right here, but I didn't need to do that. Looking at this, because this is where we bounce from every other time. I could add that little overhang in there. This is higher, so I'll stick with that. That's a little higher. All right. Um, just so you can see it from a regular candlestick, the basic candlesticks. Bitcoin will let me get in any lower. I was hoping that I could do that here, but it's not letting me get in any lower. You know, people already bought that little dip into that trend line. I'm gonna have to wait because, of course, we put in bullish divs. Like I said, you just put in bullish divs and put in the bullish div right there. I didn't like this, so I figured we could come in a little bit more, at least give me a little bit more. I'm gonna wait and see if we don't. There's just dance around in here because momentum isn't matching to the upside. Actually, not. It's not even momentum. I guess it is. I guess it is. 'Cause you got the bear div right here too, but in this environment, the bullish divs really take the, that it's the alpha. The bull divs is the alpha right now. Just not showing the trend is strong anymore here on the 1 hour, on the 15 minute. I'm sorry, on the 15 minute, but it was another bull div into a trend line, bullish divergence into a trend line. Hmm. Let me see what we've done over here on CME. See if we had any gaps or anything in here. No, nothing really. Nothing in here. The last time we looked at our gaps, we had this one. We got that little bounce right there. Um, yeah, we have to be all the way down here. Let me just slide this out. At some point, at some point, it'll matter. We got nothing through here though. We just still have our gap here to the upside. Yeah, that's it. This little gap right here. I'm just going to highlight the momentum through here. I know this had to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm going to take it from here. It looks like you possibly could have. I don't really like that back there. I know that hurt. Boom, 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 boom. Know that hurt. You see the little wedge structure in here, and it's like we going down, and then it breaks through. Yeah, it killed that little wedge. And you got the cross through here. How be dang. How be dang. Yeah, I looked at that too yesterday. I looked at the rising structure in here. Only thing that really saves me a lot of times is recognizing or you know, my little indicator and seeing the fold, possible bullish divs. Anyway. Just waiting. Just waiting. I don't want to take that, especially when it already showed a lack of momentum to the upside from this little pop right here. Bullish div is cool, and it's still a little bit too high up here for me to want to take the entry. So either I get the pullback that I'm looking for, or I don't. I just don't get in right there. Just don't. I miss it. Yeah, could be a little sideways. So I'm gonna go ahead and spit a number at you. We already talked about it anyway on the daily time frame. So your low for your daily, you want to absolutely not play around with it. That's going to be 72,490. 72,490. All right, because I know we're going into the weekend, but right now, as it stands, that low for the daily is 72,490. If you were to see any sort of big retracement down to the upside in terms of a breakout, is 78,735. 78,735. So a little closer to that one. 78,735. Let's sink it in so you can just see what that looks like. Let me delete this. I think I may have blocked it from showing up. I'm like, why is it not showing up? I think I might have blocked it from showing up over here. Let me just check. Yeah, so there it is. For the daily, it's gonna be like that. And I rounded that number up, 78,735. No need of me saying 0.99. So 78,735 is the break in here. You know for sure that that's done. This is getting wiped out right here. And then to the downside is here, 72,490. So that's what it reads for that daily. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna move this lower to that 4-hour. Which it doesn't look like we're gonna do anything like that. I just wanted to let me just slide it up a little bit. Oh, that's the 4-hour. Four-hour was different the last time we talked. 4-hour used to be this right here. That changed. And that was to the upside. And then the one to the downside. Nope, that was the one for the downside right here. That changed because what happened? Oh yeah, we rolled down. No, that was the 1 hours. I'm sorry. That was the 1 hours. I'm talking about. Yeah, that was the 1 hours. We never did 4 hours. We did one. I just wanted to go back through that so I can finally get that off my chart. Didn't want to delete it immediately, but yeah, that was the 1 hour. So we had broke down on that 1 hour, completely broke below that, and then that was yeah. I don't have a really good. Mm, let's see. If we were to do this trend line right here. So we had earnings on Amazon. Google just went ham. Oh my gosh. Google just went berserk. While I'm waiting for Bitcoin to throw me throw me a bone. Let's take a look at that. Apple had earnings also. Let's take a look at AMI though. So Amazon had the earnings. broke through the ascending trend line and came where? I said 278. I said 278. I said, even though I got 279 up here, it's 278 is what I was seeing. As far as the deviation, it will probably pose at 278. And we didn't even hit the 278. So let me just say that we hit 277 because it was either this was going to be a short, which it actually was. You could have did good off of that. And then the other option was, where's our short? Yeah. Oh, we did snap it. Oh, I didn't even look at it. I promise you. I didn't even look at it. Dang. I didn't even look at it. I didn't. It's exactly, you can go back, look at the post, exactly how it was on the post. I didn't even look at it from a couple of days ago when I said it would be this right here. It would either be that or it'll be this. So we'll see how that goes. But still, again, I say and I said I wanted Amazon to take out this part right here, which it did all the things that I was looking for it to do. It took this out, but it did it so fast with that wick right there. It did it so fast with that wick that you probably would have missed it anyway. But I said it just makes sense to take out this part right here because this is where it gets funny. So we did them both. That's cool. I get to brag on that one. It's a lot that I don't get to brag on though. Um Palantir isn't until next week, I believe. Yeah, next week. But it did lose the 50% and it bounced off of this trend line again, which I don't trust this trend line. Especially after this happened the first time with the trend line. I seriously don't trust the trend line, which is why it was really important to me that it managed to hold this right here. It didn't do it. It doesn't mean that it won't go up, but I wouldn't mess with it now anymore. The thought that I had that I would take a long off of it, that's done because I don't like this trend line anymore. Now Google was the killer. So what was the let's call it the ceiling. Google straight smashed through that. I was looking at um yeah, we haven't reached this yet. We haven't reached this yet. So I just have to wait on that. So that'll be the extension into the golden pocket right here. That'll be it for me in terms of Google getting a decent rejection, a decent little correction for a higher low. It would be hitting this golden pocket right here, which it hasn't done that yet. So that's something that I'm definitely waiting on. Let me drop that. It's something that I'm definitely waiting on is to see something like that for Google. Um, who else had their earnings? Uh, oh yeah, Apple had earnings. Apple was rejecting right through here. So uh, it broke to the upside. And just have to see if it'll keep going. This has been the ceiling for it. It looks like it has broken through. It hasn't broken through that ceiling just yet. This had been a rejection point for it, going all the way back when. So this is the same one that I had been looking at. We'll see what happens right here. Right now, it is. mm, No, I think it's above here. It looks like it is above this point right here. Because I was gonna say it looks like it's diverging a little bit, some bearish divergence, but I guess it's okay. So I'm gonna drop that then. I'm not gonna use that anymore because I don't think I can use that anymore. And that was just me trying to guess on that one. Um, Took out this top right here. See where that's at. I don't have anything for I don't have anything for it, unfortunately. I wouldn't even begin to unless this thing is unless I need to pull a fib extension from the from the low to the high to the low on this right here. That's probably what I have to do for this one. Otherwise, I'd be looking for it to come back here to the top side of the channel, which is going to be right here. That's a good place to start. I have to look back at this later, but back here to the top side of the channel looks like a target for Apple if it can continue to hold this strength going to the upside. It does have a bit of a ceiling in here on the 4 hour, but it could be different on another time frame. It's showing that this top right here, like it's outside of extremes at the current moment. But it can still keep going. That doesn't have to be the end of it. So it can still keep going. Um, I hope it does because remember I said I was long on it. So I really need for it to keep going. Keep going. We'll kick this one off with this right here. So first things first is going to be the top side of this of the channel. Um, it's going to be the top side of this. I could have sworn I've adjusted this one time already to keep it from showing outside of the wicks, but I'm not going to keep messing with that. That's good enough. You can rough it out. Um, so it'll be that, and then past here, I'll be looking at the golden pocket retracement there at 317 for Apple. As long as we continue to be able to push up through here, that's what I'll be looking for. We will only put in some if we get a nice reaction like this is petty, so it's kind of slow in here. To be honest with you, it's really slow, which slow would lead to some bear divs, which would knock it on this arsenal to knock it on its arsenal. But I just need to see like I need to see a gap up or something. I'm not seeing that. And that's the problem. I'm not seeing that. So that's a little discouraging. Not seeing a nice reaction candle in here for Apple. It's a little discouraging. It's very discouraging. Yeah, Microsoft did. They did, right? Yeah, they had their earnings as well. Same thing over here. Put it back on a 4. It's still holding the 382 golden pocket. Is I'm not saying golden pocket, 382.50. So 50 is still holding right here. So that I mean, as long as it's doing that, then I don't have any bad thoughts about it. Yeah, as long as it's doing that, I don't have any bad thoughts about it. It's just a lot of these charts just look a little tired. They just look tired for no reason. Well, Microsoft looks tired for no reason. That's for sure. Meta, oh, jeez. think Meta's holding like a besides that tap into that weekly, still holding 50. It's still holding 50. If Meta, I don't like any of that, but that came behind earnings. As long as Meta doesn't come back in to here, I would say Meta would be okay. If Meta comes back into here, then my thought is Meta comes back down here. That's my thought. You know, if it breaks anywhere below, if it taps into this at any point, then I think that Meta comes here. Now there is an ascending trend line through here. You can adjust it. Just depends on what time frame I'm on. It's going to look like it's not touching. This doesn't take into account after hours, which is why it's not touching for this right here. But anywhere into this, and then I say it just comes back down here. It breaks through that and comes back down here to us for 453. That's my opinion. That's how I see it for Meta. And that's just based on that 4 hour. That's the best I could come up with based on that 4 hour. It was somebody else in here, and then that's it. I'm going right back over here to Bitcoin SoFi. Part of my drama on SoFi. Part of my drama. Forget about all of this, me trying to count and all that stuff right there. Forget about all that. This looks like a good place for SoFi, somewhere between $10 and $9. That's what I think about SoFi, somewhere between $10 and $9. SoFi has a very choppy type chart, but somewhere back around here, this low right here, that's where I see SoFi coming back to, right in here. This is one of its strongest reaction blocks in here is this one. So it would be this. The worst thing SoFi could do is come all the way back down here, which I'm not seeing anything like that. But I can definitely see SoFi coming back in here. SoFi comes back down into here, to this order block right here. Then I would say, yeah, SoFi is buyable. SoFi is buyable right here. SoFi likes this area right here. Bounce. SoFi likes this area right here. Bounce. And very nice reaction from that level too. Like you don't find anywhere else in this chart where SoFi reacts that strong to the upside, except for here. This area right here. It's the only area SoFi has reacted strongly to the upside. Right here. That strong right here. So $10 to $9 is what I say for SoFi. And I would count that off as an ABC correction. You're in C correction right now, doing five waves. Doing 5 waves in the C right now. For SoFi. And I think that was it. What I got in here. Would you accept your salary in crypto? Yeah, I accept my salary in crypto. I accept my salary in Bitcoin. I would. Let me check. Let me make sure there was nothing in here I needed to look at. Chat. Okay, nope. We're good there. All right, we're good there. So, yeah, SoFi. If you're into SoFi, I would say again, I would say that this right here, 10. You have the golden pocket here. If I draw this golden pocket differently, it's going to put it at 9. It's going to put the golden pocket at 9. That's why I'm telling you 10 to 9 too. But also because of the the pivots, the pivots in this area. So this is it for my SoFi lovers. For my SoFi lovers, this is it. If I go, oh, let me pull this all the way back in. If I go out, let me turn off. Uh, Trend lines. Let me turn all of that off. So right now, this first drop right here for ABC correction for SoFi, that was correct. This first line right here, that was correct. That was a 1.618 bounce that SoFi had got from right here. Um, and then of course it tried to push up. I think SoFi came up with bear divs. Like that was a strong push to the upside right there. But I think SoFi did come up with bear divs. So if I'm on the higher time frame, you'll see the bear div come in on SoFi as SoFi was pushing up right here. So it did have bearish divergence on it. It was slow grinding to make that move back down, but it did have the bearish divs in here. But yeah, it got pretty low in here. So it's holding this pivot at 1540 at the moment. But once it can't manage, and I think it doesn't. I think it doesn't. But I mean, happy for anybody that that may have bought something like this, may have bought that drop right there. Because a lot of people, it's very retail. It's very retail. But right here, 10, that's that pivot. That's the actual pivot for SoFi. And then I said 9. So I'm looking at these two pivots right here. And it just so happened to the Fib retrace extension just so happened to work out with it. And then when I first initially pulled it, a little bit different. It was this one right here. So that's my thoughts on it. If it does slip from here, if it does, which I'm a buyer anywhere between here and here. I'm a buyer. And I think that was it. It was just those few right there from the earnings. Oh, Intel. We talked about the 1.618. If it pushed past here, then to look at the 1.618. It didn't quite tap into that 1.618, which is cool because, yeah, it did continue its little pump to the upside for whatever reason. Of course, it's putting in bullish divergence too. It's moving faster to the upside. So until something starts to break down to the downside, you can only expect small corrections and then continuation up. Yeah, this ain't matching. The math ain't mathing right through there though. That math ain't mathing. It doesn't have the same strength as it continues to try to push up. It just doesn't have the same strength. So math is definitely not mathing. And today they'll probably send it down. Let's see what happens over the weekend. But that would have been a good little short right there. Sometimes you can't be precise. You can't be precise. You have to look at it and say, okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. My next candle opened up red after it tried to push into that 1.618. You know what? I'm just gonna wing it. Sometimes you just have to do that. And then of course, AMD did break back up because we was looking at the rejection point in here for AMD. It did break back up, double top. Let's see what we got in here on this. Yeah, the math is definitely not mathing, but you got to take into account the bullish divergence that was through here. But this is definitely not mathing. This is not This is not. And this was the next level that I looked at for the expansion on it, not quite getting into that. 361, possibly 393. It don't look, yeah, yeah. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Send it down first, and then it's worth talking about that push into here. If it came into here anywhere, I would definitely yeah. I take a chance on that one. Push, shorten this one. I take a chance on it. It came up into here, and the math ain't mathing like that. It's just not. It's not. It's not. Quit playing. This retail. This is retail. Yeah, that's retail. This is gonna roll over, and then at that point, all it has to do is take this right here out. No more bull divs on that part. On that part right there, it'll come back up and then possibly put in a lower high. But yeah, that math ain't mathing right there. And I think that was it. I don't know why Nvidia. I mean, it took out a prior high right over here, but I wouldn't have seen any issues in here. I mean, I would have did what I normally would do. Like if I could see the swing fail, I would have did that. But I haven't. It looks like it barely did a swing fail. Well, it did okay. Yeah, the swing fail would have been it. But aside from that, yeah, I don't know. It's not doing much. Every time it tries to, you know, merge higher, it's always a catalyst as soon as it gets around the high. So yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I would have noticed is a swing fail in here on it. No other reason to think of for why it couldn't, try harder. Kathy picked up some more hood. You got of course, this right here, but she picked up some more. I still haven't got my buy entry on it, and yeah, I still haven't got my buy entry on it yet. The next one for me, it hasn't pushed into that, you know. So, hmm, nice trend line through here. So that is a pretty decent trend line you got here on hood as well. So that breakup right there. But the first one is this one right here. I don't care for circle. I still think strategy looks amazing. I still think strat looks good. I really think strat is coming right here. All right. I think that was, yeah, I think that was it. Gold, silver, copper. I haven't really got into those. SanDisk. The last time we looked at SanDisk, we were talking about the we're on the 24. Yeah, we was on the 24. We were talking about the relative strength high for sand, which was this right here. And then we could see right here, it slightly, no, it didn't. It didn't. It never tapped into it. So SanDisk is just continuing to put in little bear divs. Uh, I had it set on the 28. On the 28, it did break above here. It was set on the 28. I'm sorry. So if you change your RSI to a 28 for SanDisk, because SanDisk is just wild and out, wild and out. If you change that to a 28, you'll see that it does break above this point over here. The RSI does. And then that's how I was able to say that this was the relative strength high on on SanDisk. But it is getting to good morning, Why Crypto YT. Good morning. How are you? So yeah, you would have been able to see the rollover on that, but it did some funky stuff in here. That was also the 1-to-1 in here, which anywhere between a golden pocket and a 1-to-1 is good for a fifth wave. But I don't know what to make of this one. Other than that, I really don't know what to make of it. It still look like it's holding up okay. I don't see any, like, there's no problems with the trend strength itself. And I don't know how to separate me saying momentum and trend strength. Whatever. I don't know. This one's a wild one, but I appreciate seeing that little rejection on it. It could start from here. You really want to wait until you see like some sort of a breaking structure or something like that. But that was that. I think that was it. I think that was absolutely it. This thing right here, it just held. It's just been holding. Dominoes. Dominoes has just been holding. Verizon just seems like it's having a hard time, but the signals are there. The signals are there, but it's at its expansion line where the breakout could, really, really happen. We'll see. I think that was it. I don't need to look back at that one. Yeah, I think that was it. Okay, back over here to Bitcoin. All right, back over here to Biddy. Just waiting because that pullback is not going to work for me. But the one into 76, 853, if it were to tap that, if it was to tap this 50 right here, that'll work for me. I'll definitely take a long from here. That's enough for me to want to catch whatever else is going to do in here. If it's going to do it, like I said, I know it's the weekend, so it's Friday. It's Friday. See, this is why I hate when I see something like this at the bottom. Like I understand that Head and Shoulders, whether they're bearish or bullish, can also classify as a continuation signal, but they fail most of the time as a continuation signal. They fail a lot if you try to use them as a continuation signal. So I hate it. And it's going to have to do with whatever time frame you're on as well. Like I prefer to see it as a reversal signal at the top of a chart for bearish and at the bottom of a chart for bullish. I do not subscribe to this. I said that the last time. I said I'm gonna look at it anyway, and it failed because I hate seeing this. It would irritate me so bad when I haven't seen anybody do it in a little bit now, at least a couple of months, but when we're at the top of a chart and they're like, look at this inverse Head and Shoulders, I hate, and even some of the best analysts would do it too. I absolutely hate it. I go into prayer mode for it to fail. Sad. Sorry to say that. I hate when I see that. It's just not something that has a good success rate when it's already at the low. I'm already at the bottom and I'm putting in a head and shoulder. And then you have to confirm it with volume. Like you have to be able to confirm it with something. As we were just talking about, um, you have to confirm it with volume. Where's the confirmation? There is none. There is no confirmation down here. None. No confirmation. Your volume changes when you have a pattern. Your volume changes. We were just talking about that on the looking at the weekly time frame. And you constantly you're hearing people say, look at the volume. Look at the volume on the, prices going up and volume isn't increasing. Duh. Duh. It's not supposed to. Price has been trapped between a high and a low ceiling from a pattern. And when you create a pattern, volume declines. Why does volume decline when you have a pattern? Because bulls are not winning, bears are not winning. It's indecision. So volume declines as price moves. The volume increases on the breakout. That's why you look for the volume on the breakout. So seeing the decline in volume, duh, that's what it's supposed to be. Decline in volume. Because if volume is not declining in a trend pattern, somebody's in control. There is someone in control if you see the volume doing something other than declining inside of a pattern. That's the purpose in saying when you get the breakout, volume should increase with the breakout. It should not be increasing inside of the pattern formation. If it is, somebody's in control within that pattern. We throw everything out the window. Everything gets tossed out of the window. Everything gets tossed out of the window when we have a bias. Everything gets tossed out of the window. But no, volume is supposed to decrease. If you're saying you have a rising formation, volume is supposed to decrease because you have a clear ceiling, you have a defined ceiling, you have a defined floor. Volume is supposed to decrease. So when price decides which side is going to break out of, the volume spikes because it's no longer indecision. I just had to say that again because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it places. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be until it breaks that pattern. Once it breaks the pattern, once it breaks out, it should break out with the volume. With the volume. Shouldn't have it in here anywhere. Shouldn't have increase in volume. Period. Period. Should not have increase in volume. Does automation, aka bots, move the patterns? Why crypto YT? I know nothing about the bots. Nothing. I've never used bots. I've never researched the bots. I honestly don't know anything about the bots. I wish I could give you an answer on that, but I don't know anything about the bot system, how the bots work. I don't know anything about it. So I wouldn't be able to answer your question. And I will only be lying to you to say that I knew the answer. I don't. Bots, triggering bots. Okay, you said, okay, I know the move with the markets and can trigger dumps and pumps with large amounts of money moving. Yes, 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 yes. Um, Usually you don't see the large money that goes in. You usually don't see it because you have like uh, dark pool orders that you can't see, and then big money doesn't like to move. You know, they don't like to move the market like that where you can see it anyway, which could be reflected in the volume. They try to do it without moving the market, without triggering the market. And Bitcoin is a little bit more complex because you have different platforms for it now. Where it used to just be, the crypto space altogether, with our little, centralized, decentralized platforms in here. So now you have your futures trading on it. You have the ETFs on it. Which is the options trading and stuff like that. It's a lot different. You have a lot more dark pool orders on it, a lot more, um, which is something you have to pay to see that unusual well activity, unusual volume. I think TradingView. Actually, I know TradingView does. I haven't really looked into it. TradingView now offers unusual volume activity. I don't know how in depth TradingView goes with it, um, but they do have it as a screener now. Uh, Let me see if I can't find it. Yeah. So TradingView, like they have it now where you can see like unusual volume. Like I don't think that they really go in depth into showing you like where those orders are coming in. They don't do that here. But at least they give you some sort of a indication of unusual volume activity. This is stocks. Let me see if they're doing it on crypto as well. No, see they don't even have it on crypto. Yeah, just stocks. But yeah, they don't even have it on. Yeah, I have it over here. Unfortunately, let me change the. You can't even change the market cap or anything over here. Hmm. Hmm. So nothing exciting today in terms of companies over here that I would probably take a look at. Nothing for me. Eh, I'm not getting it, guys. I'm not getting it. I was not about to do this right here. Whatever that is. Ugh. I don't know. I guess the daily, not the daily, but I'm still gonna just sit on the sideline. At least until I can get something a little better. If not, I don't see a reason I would take that. Hmm. Let me just check this. It's somewhere around that high up there. Yeah. Just wait. Uh, uh, should I buy the top? Should I buy the top? That is the question. Therefore, I was preparing to flip. Should I buy the top? I'm taking too much time to consider buying this top. That's not mattering anymore. Let's push this up to here. Taking too much time. Should I buy this top? Mm. Getting FOMO at the top. Who does that? Who gets FOMO at the top? I got FOMO at the top. It's almost there. It's almost there. Jeez. I need somebody to pull me away from my PC right now. Just slide me away from my PC, slide me away from that click button. So another little liquidity grab. Okay, 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 okay. Another little liquidity grab right now. At least as it stands, it looks pretty good though. Will not lie. Looks fabulous. Looks fabulous. Let me see it back over here. A nice little liquidity grab. All right. Nice little liquidity grab. That means I have to drag this up higher. There was another just a little bit out there. Um a bit expanded. It doesn't always play out because no indicator is going to be 100%, but it does when it's blue. That means it's expanded to the upside. A possible rejection, reversal. Um, and sometimes it doesn't because sometimes you can stay expanded. So I mean that's the whole thesis behind it. Speaking of which, that just made me, well, looking at which, just made me think about something. Let's see. So I mentioned Palantir, but I didn't actually look back at. Yeah, it's still just consolidating. Still just consolidating in that wedgie structure that it has on the RSI. I just wanted to double check on that. Don't do it. Thank you, White Crypto YT. Yeah. I'm gonna be transparent. I didn't do it. I wanted to. No, I was just playing. I did it. I did it. I did it because I got FOMO. I got FOMO. I couldn't. That's why I said somebody pull me from. I need to be pulled from my chair. I wanted to lie and say I didn't do it. I was gonna stay quiet about it. I got FOMO. I do get FOMO sometimes, and I had FOMO just then, and I actually, I actually entered on that top. So I'm down. I'm down, and that's okay. That's okay. I will cut it. I will cut it if that candle turns red. It probably about to turn red. I got FOMO. I did. I got FOMO on that, and I couldn't help it. I need to be pulled away from my desk. I really need to be pulled away from my desk. And show you how I got FOMO. Because I'm human. I'm human. I get FOMO sometimes. Sometimes I'm strong and I'll say, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it unless they do this. Sometimes I'm strong and I won't do it. But I did get FOMO. I did get FOMO. So I'm just keep it real. I got FOMO at the top. At the top. Oh boy. Now I'm blowing at the candle, hoping it goes up. I hope it goes up. Cause I dang sure got FOMO on that candle. All logic went out the window. All of it. You jumped in. How you gonna tell me not to do it? and you and you jumped in. Oh my gosh. The blind leading the blind. Oh my gosh. We are no good for each other. I tried to stay quiet about it though. You drew it out of me that I bought that top. It looked good though. It looked good. Please go up, Bitcoin. Please go up. I didn't even do a quarter size. I went in. I went in. So I had to add to this thing. Oh, no, I'm not gonna add to it. I will cut it. That part I will do. I will cut it. Just take that L. We'll move this to right here exactly. I will cut it and take that L. I didn't look. I wasn't on this time frame. I didn't pay attention to this right here. If I'd have seen that, I would not have taken it right then. I would. I would not. And had I seen it was extended, I wasn't over here. I was on the 1 hour time frame, and the 1 hour said, "Take it by the top." The little man on my shoulder said, "By the top." You up? Oh, so you got in better than me though. You got in better than me because I'm still down. I mean, I literally bought that top. Yeah, FOMO is real. It's real. It is so real. It's still gonna end up going up, even if it's not from here. Even if it's not from here, it's still gotta go up. I just want it to be from here. Oh man. Look at that little red candle. Go ahead and set my little stop loss. Set my little stop loss for that candle instead. Hmm. And that's because if it drops down, it will validate this wick candle and probably break the trend line. So had I been patient and just waited for it to do what I was looking for it to do, maybe I wouldn't be losing some money right now. But it was fun. It was fun. Oh, that's nice. Your first trade this week. Yeah. I definitely see us taking that liquidity from the top. I definitely see us taking this liquidity up here. I just shouldn't have been buying that top. Actually, let me bring this into. I'm gonna risk a little bit more on it, which is cool. Because once it takes out, maybe not that, but yeah, below here is below this trend line that time. Then maybe it will just go ahead and drop down into here. So I'll show my L. I will share my L. If I get stopped out. Which I'm making it easy for the market to stop me out too. I'm not going to set it down here because that's just a little bit too far. It's a little bit too far. Once it breaks this right here, then I'm looking forward to come into here. If it doesn't, then I just get stopped out for no reason, I suppose. No, for reason of risk management. Um, but I will not buy the top again. Okay, I got my top buying out of my system for today. It's out of my system. It's gone. Oh man. That's 21 minutes on this 4 hour. That's nice. Because the 4 hour is rising. Just how much follow through do we get? I think that we're going to take the liquidity up there. Either way it goes, just, just in my feelings a little bit. Oh boy. And we tapped the very low of how I would set it up on, and maybe I have it on the 4 hour. Yeah, we tapped the very, we tapped the very low right here too. The very low. Mm, mm, mm. Come on, Bitcoin. Let me see what else we could be hitting. I'm just going to draw that fib over here again. Not this one. Let me push this up. So we are past the 50. Okay, that's cool. We are past the 50. So not concerned about that. First stop would be taking this liquidity. Might as well take this next. I should drop this into this high. Yeah. Oh, I remember why I did that. I remember why I did that now. But that's okay. I remember why I did that. Well, let me drop this because I was looking at how high it could go after taking the liquidity. That's why I had did it like that, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave it like that since the 786 is there. I know it's my low rising. Yeah, it's my low rising. The same thing. Pump it, BTC. Yeah, pump it. We about to find out what came first, the chicken or the egg. The chicken is up here at the golden pocket. The egg is down here at the 50. We're about to find out. I think the egg came first. Um, and the reason, and I'm not talking about crypto, but people ask that question: what came first, the chicken or the egg? I think the egg came first, and it was just an evolutionary change in what it produced. That's what I think. It just evolved into a smaller bird known as the chicken. But I think the egg came first. I used to have all of these large birds, dinosaurs is what we called them. Whatever type of dinosaur it was. I don't know. What the birds called dinosaurs too? I'm just gonna assume. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. So I do think the egg came first. You think the chicken came first? I think that egg came first. I really do. I think that egg came first, and it just didn't come out. You know how they say like a squirrel is just a rat. Is that sort of situation? You know how they say people explored into different parts of the world, and I, you know, we evolve or adapt for that climate change or whatever the situation is. I think it's that sort of situation for the chicken as well. So I do believe that egg came first, and what else do they say? They say they say seals are what do they compare seals to? It's not a dog, is it? It's not a dog. But at some point, they used to be some sort of a land creature before water creature. I don't know. I can't remember what they compared seals to. The same way they try to compare us to apes. We evolved from that. I don't buy that though. Oh, come on, Bitcoin. I think that wick is staying. I think that wick is staying for now. Yep, look like we're about to break our little trend line. Come on, Betty, then. Come on down here, then. Take a look at that. Just looking at if I get stopped out on it. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna do the 1 hour instead. It's 2 points we have on the 1 hour. See, that one comes in right here at this 50. Our lowest drop is right here. And then let me see if there's a fib that lines up with this. So I'm just gonna, I know the 786 that's gonna line up with that. Golden pocket could line up with this though. I just want to see. Came close. I wouldn't want to tap into it. If for some reason something like that were to happen, which I don't see it happening right now, but just want to be prepared in case something like that did happen. In case something like that did happen. I don't like that, so I'm gonna find some other reason. I like that. Yeah, so now I have something else I could go off of because I definitely wasn't feeling don't want to go below your previous day high anyway, right? So that would just all be off the table for me. More hide this, but that's something that just something to be aware of just in case, because you never know what shenanigans can pop out. Come on, Bitcoin. We're lacking any sort of build up right now. Okay. See, yeah, we're lacking any sort of build-up right now. But I should label this. This one isn't bad if we do it. This one's bad if we do it. I don't like the. That one would be bad if we were to do something like that. So yeah, I'll leave it orange. I'll put the text to the left. Oh, plug this in. If I reverse my trade, it'll pump. Yep. the minute you go trying to reverse it, it will pump. For sure. It's just waiting to take you out on both sides. You just gotta have a bias, just one, and just stick to that. My bias is that I believe that Bitcoin will go up and that Bitcoin is going to take out that high at the top side. So, because I have that bias, I won't really be looking for any shorts to be had. I just look for my opportunity to get long when it presents itself to me. And then that way I'm not risking, you know, continuing to risk trying to short and long at the same time. In such a tight space, it's different if you took a long from way down and now you're looking for a short. But the fact of taking a long in here and then flipping to take a short right in here at the same place is, yeah, it's not going to be good. So just one bias right now. So you Oh, I'm from the US. Is my last name showing up? It shouldn't. It should just read. You had me thinking you saw my last name somewhere. I'm from the US. Where are you from? Karthik. Georgia? You hear my accent? Oh, you're from Singapore. Nice. Singapore. Welcome. Singaporean. Is that a thing? Singapore is beautiful. Very beautiful. Oh, okay, okay. That's nice. That is nice. How long have you lived there? One day I'm gonna live somewhere else, but no, I'm always gonna want to come back home. Oh, 15 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, you definitely live in Singapore. 15 years. Yes. You're in alone now. Yeah, about the top. Bought the top, which wasn't a great idea. I got FOMO. I got FOMO. Kareem should be doing sorry, not Kareem, but why crypto YT. I know you're doing pretty decent because you you didn't buy the exact top, which is great. I bought the exact top. Well, not the exact top. I'm still not there yet. I think I bought the SFP. I think I bought this SFP right here. So I'm gonna need for it to pump right now. Need for it to pump. Which I still believe is gonna go up. It's gonna go up. It's gonna get up there and take out the highs, most certainly. But the 15 minutes gonna cool off too. So waiting for it to break below this trend line for a better entry. I'm gonna take profit on this one if I get in here and we take out this top. I'm gonna go ahead and take profit on it because without a doubt it will come back, and I'm not at a low, so it will come back and definitely get me easy. 77,680. Okay, okay. So you coming up on yours. So you're basically looking at what? Just this SFP from here? taking this liquidity right here. Okay. So you're almost there. So I'm hoping that it triggers you in on your take on your TP. We've had a lot of resistance around here before, so I mean that's to expect this sort of reaction because we've had a ton of resistance around here before in the past. Um, and then again up here around this point, but yeah, we can see how resistance. It's been resistance quite a bit through here, and then you got those lows in here as well. So yeah, it's no stranger to chopping around at this point. Stop loss to entry, I'm assuming. Or if you're gonna take a little loss. I already know I'm gonna take a L. Well, I don't know that I'm gonna take a L, but I'm prepared to take that L. I'm prepared to take an L. Open. Let's see. That 4-hour candle close didn't it's trying, like you can see, it's trying to switch. It's trying to switch, but it did not confirm. In other words, the MACD still below the zero line, basically. Um, as it was getting that rise up, it was failing to come above. It did not break above that zero line. And of course, it's still below the delta too, which it doesn't flip bullish until it does those two things right there. Get above that zero line and get above that delta because it should be stronger than the delta. It should surpass it. But we didn't exactly get that. I don't have that in here. But just for reference, it's right here. So you can see um, right here. So it's still no, it's coming up. It's pushing up. It's trying to anyway. It's trying to do that flip right here. Trying to. Like I was explaining yesterday, like it's slow if you use it the way I was showing you. Well, the criteria for a bullish and a bearish MACD, but it's still a good way of trading. It still is. It's late, but MACD is really good for confirmation of direction. It's really good for confirmation. It's really great for pullbacks and stuff like that. Corrections. But it is still trying to grind. So remember, basically, it's the again, it's the 12, which is orange right here, and the 26, which is green. When those two cross, that means the MACD is flipped above the zero line. I think this is I don't have that on. I have it's these two right here. When these two cross, then that means it's above the zero. Let me stop this from showing up over there. Fix this and this, and then that way you don't see that extra line. You can just see those two right there. So that's gonna make a difference there. So, oh, it's not my channel. That's why it's not my channel. It is actually the Coin King's channel. It's his platform, and I just host on it. So I could do my own channel within his channel, but it's his channel. So I know it's weird. It's weird because some people will come in here and ask, literally ask me, "Am I the Coin King?" And I know I'm not the Coin King because I'm not a guy. Um, I'm not a guy, but it is his literal channel, and I just come on his channel. Yeah, it's weird. So you're not wrong for pointing that out because it does seem weird that I'm on the channel all the time, and then I come in and it's like, "Welcome to the Coin King channel." took this short right here yesterday. The short right here. I'm gonna tell you what I did. The reason why I don't have that short anymore, which hopefully it would be getting stopped out anyway. But took the short right here yesterday when price got, what was it? I think it was below here, like right in here. I added onto this into the trade. Now it did drop lower, absolutely. It did drop lower. But when I added, I over added to my trade, and I knew it was gonna drop me down a lot, but I wasn't thinking I was gonna drop down this low. So when it dropped me down on my entry, it dropped me down into here, and it was fine because by the time it got down here, I had took that long anyway, so that was cool. I took that long, so I got closed out on this right here. But it was a decent short yesterday. It was an easy short to take because we had just flipped, so I understood that any move up at the moment was going to yield nothing but a lower high because we were looking for that lower high right here. Anyway, so I said it's really good for retracements. Oh, we in the money. We in the money. Why crypto YT, you about to get hit or did you get hit? You got triggered, didn't you? Hold on, let me see. Okay, did you take your profit? I want to know that. Did you have it set for take profit? Are you gonna let that greed get to you? Okay, good. Good. Oh, Betty. Yeah, if it just gets me there, if it just gets me there, I will close out fully off of this right here, and then I'm gonna look for a pullback for a better entry in because that was my FOMO. That was my FOMO. Oh, Biddy. Good old Biddy. Coming up with some strength too. Trend strength, at least. Come on, Biddy. I know. I know. I usually leave me at 8. I'm usually saying goodbye at 8 too, and I need to be getting off of here. I just want to get want my profit level to get hit. And I'm probably gonna stroll out too. So thank you to everyone who stopped by today to hang out with your girl down to Crypto TA. I do this. I did not stream yesterday, and it was, I had some obligations for today, but those obligations won't start until later on this evening. And I was figured I just needed to get some rest yesterday. But I'm here Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Sometimes I'm way over. It'll be 10, 10:30, 9:30, something like that. Especially because the market had not been doing too much here the past couple of days. Hadn't been doing a whole lot. So no volatility whatsoever early in the mornings. Ah, 7. Okay. I'll be watching your schedule now. I'll be watching your schedule. I'm glad you made some profits. Your first trade for the week. Already green. That's good. That's good. Let's see if this weekend won't pump us up some more. Or at least today. Come on, Bitcoin. Saved me. We got above that. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what the 4 hour finna do. The 4 hour is probably just going to take this liquidity right here. That's why I'm gonna get out too. The 4 hour is probably just going to take this, and then it's going to then we're going to see that correction come from this 15 minute. And the only reason why I'm appealing to that, even though 4 hour, is really that 1 hour I like, and that daily time frame I'm really starting to love. But because the 4 hour trend it's trying to flip, and that's wonderful. I like that part. But there's no indication of it being strong for the 4 hour. It's not strong for the 4 hour. I need you to do more than this one over here. Come on, bud. Just a little bit more, and then I'm out. Just a little bit more. We might be able to chop this one up as a 5 wave. I mean, this would just be 4. I mean 3. This would just be 3. We might be able to chop that up to that. But let me see. Where was we at again on that? Where's that at? Right there, that 1.618. We might be able to chop this one up as being a third wave. So 1, 2, 3. We get our little pullback. Have to adjust here. Get our little pullback. I have to keep adjusting, get our little pullback, and then looking for our entry into our wave 4, and to ride that up to finish it out, baby. Yeah, I like that. So hopefully we're getting that today. Hopefully, and it's not just an ABC correction. Hopefully. We shall find out. All right, almost. Yeah, I'm trying to get my turn. Buying the top, trying to get my turn. Crazy thing is, I should have got FOMO right here. If I wanted it to get FOMO, then I could have got FOMO on the trend line, right? On the trend line back test. That would have been a great place to be like, okay, I'm FOMO. But instead, I wait, which is common. It's very common. It's a feeling that all traders will go through. I'm assuming all traders will go through that feeling. I can control it for the most part, but sometimes today just happened to be one of them. I don't have to be greedy right here, but I do want it to hit that take profit level. Plus, it'll be nice to see that liquidity get taken. Liquidation heat map says, yeah, it's up there. We're already in a liquidity zone already. We're already in that liquidity zone. Psychological level. So of course people are shorting. I don't like shorting at liquidity levels though, liquidity areas. Just a little bit more. Now I will short after this, after it takes that liquidity. It could be a short, but like I said, I'll be looking for a higher low right through here, somewhere through here. I have to keep adjusting. I would not be looking for price action to come back below previous day high. And just put it like that, plainly put. But this 1 hour right here, that's 76,934.21. Maybe it'd be nice. What if it just blasts through here? That'd be crazy. I don't really know about that, but that would be interesting. It would be interesting to see. To take this and then take that at the same time. But I think after it takes this right here, then maybe, I don't know. I'll be gone then. But I would continue to pull on this uh 382 50% retracement. Slow as molasses. What's your plan for a short? And at which level? Probably through here. I would look for a short after we take the liquidity in here. Something that I tend to look for is like a SFP on the or swing fail on the on momentum in here. And you can see it's already, indicating that we're a bit extended through here. So after this liquidity right here gets taken, um, that'll be my cue to consider the short position. I have to see what the reaction is like in here too, but that'll be my yeah, after this. But here's the thing, I don't expect for it to drop too low. So it would just be like a scalp position, something like that. I don't expect for price action to drop too low, which is why I'm looking at a shallow retracement. Is it worth it? Might not be worth it. Almost about to tap into my take profit right here. Come on, Bitcoin. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and settle my debt right here, just because, yeah, it's just taking a bit of time. I don't doubt that it'll get it, but yeah, it got it. If I had just been a little bit more patient, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't. It's moving like molasses. So that was my little 9%. I knew it was gonna do something like that too. I knew it was gonna do something like that. It just waits for you to. I said it would be surprising if it just blasts through here. So it's coming up above this level now. Once it does get above here, I will be looking for, and it's I'm looking at this high over here. Like I said, it probably won't. Look at that. Look at that. Just hold on. That's all you had to do. Just hold on a little bit. Just hold on. It wouldn't be nothing for it to take this and take this too, but I think it will do like a swing fail pattern through here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, the swing fail. I need for it to get above here, like really get above here first, and then I can see the failed momentum swing, and then I'm going to take a short off of it. But 1 hour looks good. Looks good for continuation. So any pullbacks off of the 1 hour, based on the 1 hour, is just going to lead to bullish divergence and continuation to the upside. Daily time frame is setting up for the same outcome. So I like the daily time frame as well. But that, yeah, that's going to do it. That's exactly what I'm just going to be looking for a swing fail off of momentum, and then to take a short position. It's close to taking out this liquidity in here too now, but like I said, it has to come above here. Right now, it's not coming above here. So, I mean, I could drop and look at this one. I could get faked out on this one. So I'm really focused on this right here. Because if this is a wave three, if it is a wave three, then it'll be the highest momentum will come through here. So it will break up. It will break up pretty high in here, and then it will swing, fail down, and then you'll start to put in. You'll see the bullish divert. You'll identify it as bearish divs coming from the top side, but it's really going to be your bull divs to look out for that next swing back up, because that's all you're going to get. I'm telling you now, that's what you're going to get. The bear divs will confirm that you're possibly in a wave four. You're possibly in a wave four. The bear divs will confirm that, but this momentum has to like hit peak, like get up there. And then that'll confirm that's a good confirmation that you're in a wave four on your pullback, and you're looking for the entry from your wave four um, to finish out the wave five. So that's looking good. That absolutely looks amazing. If I'd have been greedy, if I'd have been greedy, woo, if I'd have been a little greedy, but I did good to even get that, because I had no business buying that top. Yeah, that 4 hours setting up. So that's all I got, really. Just tell you what you need to look out for. Because very possible, very, 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 very possible that this is your wave three, and you're going to get your wave four on your pullback. Don't get bearish on that pullback. That's actually going to be your entry for the last leg up in here, for the five wave move off of this right here. So that's how that's going to work. So great swing on momentum. Awesome, beautiful swing, which is getting to levels that, are not sustainable. So that fourth wave is preparing to come in. That's why you got to wait on it. Wait for your swing fail. Six minutes on this candle close. You need that aggressive candle close up here.
right. Love and appreciate you all. Anyone crypto YT. Okay, I see you tomorrow. It's tomorrow Saturday though. You know that, right? Tomorrow's Saturday. Today's Friday. I'm not usually here on weekends. But if we looking right, I will definitely, you'll see me pop up. I will be here. Because the weekend could be the weekend that we see amazing pump out of Bitcoin. Because that daily can be setting us up for something extravagant. All right. Love you, everyone, and appreciate you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you later.